I want to just add to that introduction a little bit to give you some more testimony of how God has led me in this way. I was saved about when I was 19 and married when I was 21 and went to Bible school. And then I wasn't totally sure where I would be, but anyway, I ended up being a pastor for 20 years. Then to my surprise, God put me in Lake Ann as a camp director, and I then began to say, I know what a pastor is, but I'm not sure what a camp director is. And I took that attitude of trying to learn and to understand the challenges of how to help campers understand and enjoy the practical side, the important side of what a Christian is. And so from that, it was involved a lot of changes and evaluations and so forth as to how that could happen. I retired in 92 from that, 20 years a pastor, 20 years a camp director, 21. And I said, I've been 20, and so I started asking God what I could do for my next 20 years. September Labor Day was 21 years since then. And so from that, I was able to organize an agency called Closed Door Ministries because God took me to the country of Burma or Myanmar, was able then to learn a lot about a group of churches that had separated from liberalism and no Americans present. All the missionaries had to leave in the 60s, and this was 94 when we were there. They had separated, organized a Bible school, and as a result of that, they were looking for helping their teachers get more education, graduate degrees, postgraduate degrees, so that they could improve their school. And God directed so that I became the one that helped three of their teachers, experienced, committed teachers, come to the States, earn doctor's degrees of Doctor of Ministry, and go back to help that school really become a significant leader. And we had organized this Closed Door Ministries with the idea of assist a few to disciple many to reach millions. So a few teachers could disciple many students, and they could reach millions of people that we would never know where they are or understand how to talk to them or be able to get through the restrictions of the country and so forth. Through that, I became rather interested, very interested in the unreached people groups. And I saw these teachers teaching students, preparing them for ministry that would go to the unreached people groups in Burma. In Burma, there's 42 languages, plus all the dialects. And therefore, it would not be a practical thing for us as Americans to be able to reach all those people. But if they are trained in their own country and have their own culture, language, their own understanding of how to live in that economy and all kinds of things, they could do things that we Americans could not do. So that excited me. But when I retired from that in 2004, I began to think, how are we going to get to the unreached people groups? And I began to process that there are millions and millions of those people, immigrants, living here in this country, and that if we as churches would be able to connect with them, lead them to Christ, show them how to understand the Bible, how to experience the passion for Christ, that they would have a way of reaching their homeland that we would not have. So this is essentially how this has developed, and it's been a learning experience since they first began talking about this in 2005.